bid to just avert the cases of buildings collapsing in the country, and we hope a logical conclusion will be achieved with that regard. Let's cross over to matters of agriculture. Rice remains one of the most intensely produced crops, and with that, it is one of the largest contributors to greenhouse gases emissions and climate change, owing to the large volumes of fertilizers and the large volumes of water that rice requires. Now, Kilimo Trust, a not-for-profit organization, is partnering with rice farmers in Mwea and West Kano irrigation schemes to scale up smart solutions that will help minimize the impact of rice production on the environment. Philip Keitani with more.
Kenya imported rice worth 25 billion shillings in 2019, triggered by the phenomenal growth in consumption that has reversed the preference order of the top 3 cereals within a decade. The annual rice consumption is increasing at a rate of 12%, compared to 4% of wheat and 1% of maize, the main staple food. This growth is attributed to progressive change in the eating habits. Previously regarded as an orphan crop, the government declared rice as an important crop to supplement maize in the year 2008, launched by the National Rice Development Strategy 2008 to 2018, to double rice production in the country. As the demand for rice rises, farmers are increasingly becoming more aware of their environment and the need to produce more on their rice fields for generations, as done from West Kano irrigation scheme in Western Kenya and Nyari from Mwea irrigation scheme in Eastern Kenya attests to.
When this farms was virgin, the production of rice the yield was very high. And 1 acre was producing almost 60 to 70 bags. But nowadays, it goes down.
Globally, rice is known to be a key contributor to greenhouse gas emissions and climate change, owing to the large volume of fertilizer and the large volume of water that rice requires.
This fertilizer is slow release, and most of the demos that we have done is just a one-off application. After 21 days, within 21 days, a farmer applies this and it's just enough for that farmer.
The rice sector is one of the largest or the fastest growing agricultural subsectors in Kenya and actually across the world, because in terms of consumption, in terms of cereals, actually it's almost now overtaking maize here in Kenya.
It is on this backdrop that Kilimo Trust has embarked on a journey to support these 2 regions for cross-learning opportunities to introduce regenerative agriculture in rice-based farming systems through sustainable rice cultivation, rotational crop with leguminous species, and management of crop waste streams. The project, funded by IKEA Foundation, the project aims at promoting the use of innovative technologies for sustainable rice development and generating evidence of developed and tested business models for scaling up.
We came up with this particular project called Reduce, Reuse, Recycle Rice Initiative, funded by the IKEA Foundation of the Netherlands, and it's geared towards ensuring that there is increased adoption of sustainable rice production practices.
According to research by Egerton University, despite Mwea irrigation scheme being more intensive in comparison to Western Kenya, the yields per acre are considerably low. But why is this the situation?
Mwea is more advanced in the market linkages and the orientation of farmers to innovations in the value chain. And therefore they have well-organized marketing system. They have, the farmers are highly linked to marketing, processing. There are several mills, up to 15, I think, as compared to Aero.
At the production stage, overuse of fertilizer in the fields has been a challenge. To address this, millers like Mwea Rice Growers Multi-Purpose Cooperative Society have adopted the urea deep placement system, where nitrogenous fertilizer like urea are applied in a more efficient way. On the other hand, input providers like Mago Enterprises in Western Kenya can already see great uptake of the pelleted urea by farmers.
And most of the demos that we have done is just a one-off application. After 21 days, within 21 days, a farmer applies this and it's just enough for that farmer.
In addition to improved fertilizer application, the project is also intensifying adoption of crop rotation, where farmers intercrop leguminous crops like green grams, which are good for nitrogen fixation.
We do green grams. After green grams, we do rice.
Beyond the rice grains, rice husks and straws are the main byproducts in rice production. The straws contain silica, which takes much longer to decompose, leaving farmers with limited options on how to utilize, ending up either being burnt or fed to livestock, despite its low nutritional value. To address this, the project, in partnership with Egerton University, has piloted vermicomposting, where red worms are used to break down the straws into rich organic manure, which farmers can use on their farms or sell.
The straw from rice has got a lot of silica. There's an uptake of silica in the straw, and therefore they cannot easily be biodegradable.
Rice husks, on the other hand, have been a menace to millers for a long time. They account for the bulk of waste at the point of milling.
We had a challenge, particularly on the space for keeping this rice husk, because 250 metric tons is much husk.
But tables are turning. Rice husks are now becoming a sought-after input in production of diverse products, from fabrication of stoves that use rice husks, carbonation of husks for production of organic fertilizer, to rich organic material for tree nurseries. The opportunities are many.
We started working on this innovation because when you walk around, you find a lot of waste that are just dumped outside. And most of we were propelled by the amount of waste that was coming out of Kisumu town. And so we were seeing the dump site, which has been a very big problem, even to the government, on how to dispose the waste.
In Mwea, we meet Waweru with a team of over 10 youths who have learned how to add value to rice husks. Kilimo Trust has helped create linkages for them with Mwea rice growers, where they get the rice husks for carbonation to make biochar.
Tangu tuanze kuchukua huko husk kwa MRGM, tulikuwa per wiki tulikuwa tunachoma 500 per wiki. Wakati Kilimo Trust ilikuja, ndivyo tulianza kuchoma, tunaendea bagi tuseme kama 500 per wiki. Mpaka saa hii tunaendea 1000.
Kilimo Trust has linked Waweru with Safi Organics, an organic fertilizer manufacturer which uses the charred husks for production of organic fertilizer.
We chose to look for people to work with and people we can train on how to convert the rice husk into biochar.
With Eastern Kenya having intensified value addition, companies like Lake Basin Agriculture Tech are working towards knowledge transfer in the Western region.
Some of our customers are individuals who are also supplying to some companies which are in Kisumu who are producing the briquettes.
Already, Vincent and his team have introduced biochar to tree nursery owners, given that the charred husks can be used solely on plants owing to their high nitrate and moisture retention capabilities.
Sana sasa vile mmeona vile tunamwagilia hivi, wakati wa kiangazi situmiki nguvu sana ama maji mingi kumwagilia, sababu namwaga maji kidogo na nachukua siku 2-3 bila kumwaga. So inanisaidia ili at least kumwaga maji.
As all these interventions take shape, cross-learning opportunities will be critical to scaling up and transforming rice farming to become more sustainable by reducing greenhouse gas emissions and the subsector's contribution to climate change, given its important role in addressing food, nutrition security, and improve income for all value chain actors. Philip Keitany, KTN News.
Many thanks, my colleague Philip Keitany, for that. On that note, we are due for our break, but when we come back, BBC Money Daily will be on air, and then Mondays, The Innovator will be here, the very first episode of Season 4. Don't go too far.